Welcome everybody to a webinar that I guarantee is going to change the way that you think about success in your business forever. We're going to go over so many different case studies. We're going to go over different ideas that I want you to think and actually write this down and say at the end of the webinar, is everything that I heard, was it intuitive? Did it just make great sense as it all came together? That's what we'd love to have as the outcome here. So here's what I want you to expect. This is from Mary. She's a member of the university. She said the best part of all this is that now that I have a target market, my brand, and a Facebook ads plan, I don't worry about getting leads every month. That has happened consistently. Now I can spend my time working with the people who are interested in what I do. Now there's a lot that's going on in what Mary wrote there. But what I want your takeaway here is that she's got a system that is up and running and works. And because she's put together some fundamentals in marketing, and they absolutely apply to your business in target marketing and branding, and we're going to get into that a lot more and be very direct about how you apply that to your business and why. But she builds trust and credibility from a single Facebook ad to people that she's never met before. And it's a huge time saver. Think about all the time in your business of just trying to find more people to talk to. Get more leads. If you could take all of that, if you could automate it, so that people were actually raising their hand and saying, I want to be a part of what you're doing. They're approaching you. You're not approaching them. The dynamic is just different there, right? If they're coming to you, there's not that awkward of why are you even talking to me, right? They're coming to you. That's huge. And they're coming to you in numbers because this is a numbers business as much as it is a relationship business. So if you could have a number of people raising their hand coming to you with you having built-in trust and credibility, then all that time that you spend in the business just trying to get enough of the right people to talk to, you could apply to every other aspect of your business. And that's what the red messages down at the bottom. Focus more on your business and converting more people into customers and members of your team. So that's what I want your takeaway to be. That's what I want you to expect is going to be happening on this very session. Now, we're going to be talking a lot about automating your marketing. Like Mary said there, it happens every single month. So we're going to show you how she figured out a plan, and now she implements the exact same plan every single month. And it's happened and it works beautifully. And we're going to show you a number of different case studies where that's happened. Now, this is why it's so important. I love this in blue here from Entrepreneur Magazine. Fewer than 30% of B2C marketers have a documented strategy. Well, business to consumer, that's B2C. That's who you are. What you're going to end up with after watching this webinar today is a very specific plan. In fact, we're going to actually show you the entire roadmap and how it gets executed. So you're not going to be in that 70% who says, I'm just going to get out there and I'm going to meet people and I'm going to turn every lead into 5 leads. And I'm going to do this manually. We want you to be able to take advantage of all the opportunities that social media has and the fundamentals of marketing applied there to automate lead generation and success into your business. So let me take just a minute and tell you who I am. I'm Steve McDonald. I'm president of the Practical Social Media University. I have been working since 2009 with thousands and thousands and thousands of network marketers. And so one of the things that's really nice to know about everything that we recommend is not only does it include the latest and the greatest of all the Facebook advertising, all the social media marketing opportunities, but it has been put to use and it's streetwise and tested by others that are in the industry just like you. And they're not people that had a big technical background. They didn't have a big marketing background. They didn't have a big social media background. These are people literally who just got on a webinar like this and it was a turning point for them in their business. So what I also want you to know is I have a tremendous marketing background. I was in top advertising agencies in New York, Los Angeles, and San Francisco. I was at a top 10 internet marketing company. I've worked with companies like Nike, Visa, Absolute, Mazda, Nissan. In fact, with Mazda, I was with their ad agency. I was the director of strategic planning. And there I worked with a gentleman named Larry Light, who was the head of the Coalition for Brand Equity. They did over 600 studies on how you develop and foster brand equity over time. Well, he went on to be the CMO of McDonald's. What we're going to talk about here takes the best of the world of marketing. And I am going to take this and apply it as a solo entrepreneur in your business. I had a brand strategy consulting business for years as I started up, and then the university took over, and I focused all my time this way. But I had brand strategy consulting clients that had $3.5 billion in sales and a ton that were single solo entrepreneurs. So we take the entire world of marketing and all the opportunities, and we distill it down just to the few things that you have to know and you have to do, and make it simple and easy to understand. And I also want to make sure that you know we practice what we preach. I've spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars on Facebook advertising for the university. Here's a recent campaign. I'm going to blow this up just a little bit. You're going to see on the left over here 1,297 conversions. Now, you're on this webinar because you saw one of our ads that we ran through Facebook. So you know that the system works. You're a part of the proof, right? Well, this is 1,297 other people that converted onto a webinar, and the cost was $2.03. Now, cost is relative, right? Because if you can spend $2.03 to make $6, then that's a pretty good deal, right? So when you look all the way over at the right-hand side where it says I spent $2,638, I want you to look at that and take two things away. A, it had to work. Nobody would spend that kind of money if it doesn't work, right? Second is you're not going to spend anywhere near that kind of dollar. We're going to show you how you can start out and you can test things so you know whether it's working or not for $5 a day. So this is a system that we have perfected ourselves. We've perfected with the thousands and thousands of other network marketers that have put it into action and given us their feedback. And I'm an internet webinar junkie. I take courses from all kinds of people because I want to make sure that I'm staying up to speed as well as getting feedback from you and what we do. So what you have in the Facebook Ads Profitability Lab is the best opportunity because all of this learning is taken and it is applied specifically for you as a solo entrepreneur in a network marketing company. Nobody else offers that. So the Facebook Ads Profitability Lab, well, I'm going to show you exactly why you can be successful and profitable. And remember, you're going to say at the end, was this intuitive? Did it just make sense? How to start for as little as $5 a day, like I just said. Detailed successes from network marketers just like you, starting from scratch. We're going to go in and show you exactly what they did. Top 5 Facebook ad game changers. It is actually bewildering that the other internet marketers that are out there are things that they are not saying that are critical, absolutely critical to your success. So we're going to go through the top 5 ad game changers. Stay tuned. That's at the end of the webinar. And then we're going to show you the 10-step Facebook ads roadmap because that's going to be our roadmap for this webinar and going through and showing you examples. And then through that process, how to scale and automate. And just so you know, the whole roadmap, we take those 10 steps and we dissect them into smaller achievable steps. Check that, did that, did that, did that. So that's very, very simple to understand. It's a go from 1 to 2 to 3. And there's no marketing jargon or internet jargon or technical jargon in there. It's all C-say. You're seeing us do it on the screen as the things that you're going to want to do. In fact, a lot of people that are training have it up in 2 different tabs and they watch a little bit of the video and they go and they do it and they come back and watch a little bit more of the video. So there's simple fast track steps that will take you all the way through the Facebook ads roadmap. This is a complete package. It drives me crazy. I get on some of these other webinars and they show you a very small slice of what you're going to need to do. You're going to come away with a complete package, a complete picture of exactly what it is that you need to do to be successful. So here it is, my favorite quote, if you're through learning, you're through. Abraham Lincoln. So I applaud you for being on the webinar. If you're not learning, you're stagnant. and you're moving backwards. So to move forward in life, you've got to learn. So hopefully at the end of this, you're going to say, absolutely, this was a huge learning opportunity. I'm so glad I tied into the university and what Steve is saying here. Now, in this Facebook Ads Profitability Lab, there are 4 things that I want to highlight. We've already talked about the complete package, the bottom right corner, that you're just going to see everything that you need to do. The 10-step Facebook Ads Roadmap. What's unique about this is put together only for network marketers. So we're going to talk about offers that make sense in network marketing. We're going to talk about calls to actions, Facebook ads and templates, and how you put together audiences and your target market niche. Every single aspect of that is unique to the network marketing industry. Now I'm going to start at the top, personal support. All these other courses that you could take online, no matter how much you pay, whether it's hundreds of dollars, whether it's $1,000, $1,500, none of them will give you personal support. It's 100% do-it-yourself. Now, we're a do-it-yourself university, but with one major change. And that change is that you can access us, send us what you're doing, and we will give you one-on-one feedback on it. So we've seen all the legions of mistakes that people have made in the past. And we know intuitively what makes for good target market niches and brands and Facebook ads and how you put together your ad audiences. So the success stories that you're going to see, the case studies, are people that really took advantage of that. Not only are you on here today learning, but then if you get involved in the university, you can take advantage of actually having somebody personally support you in everything that you're doing. Now, you might say, okay, well, that's going to cost a ton of money, right? Well, here's the thing. You can access it for under $20 to get started. That's 50% off a membership in the university. And then the next month, it's $39.99. And you stay for as long as you want. So everything that I'm going to talk about here, all the promises that we're making, including the personal support, you can get for the entire first month for $19.98. Absolutely amazing. Now here's the other thing, and I'm going to talk a lot about emotional triggers. You might be the most type A driven kind of a person where you think you make decisions based on rational decision criteria, right? Well, I'm here to tell you, and I'm going to prove it. I'm going to go into Harvard Business School studies, other massive research studies by worldwide recognized companies, and a whole hierarchy of human needs that I know you've seen before, and we're going to talk about how we are, as humans, emotionally driven. And we make decisions based on emotion. When I was the director of strategic planning for Mazda Motors of America, we knew what car you bought was a hugely emotional decision, right? It showed a status of who you are, what you accomplished. You know, there are emotional triggers in every business. I guarantee they're in yours. And here's the thing. If you're not using them, then you're not using the full capacity. You're playing with one hand tied behind your back in terms of making sure that people are making the decision to take the next step with you in your business. It's absolutely huge. So this is all part of the Facebook Ads Profitability Lab, right? Which you get as a member of the university that we break down into the fast track steps. Okay, so I've said it before, no technical marketing or social media background required. Take that off the worry list. What is the rest of the worry list? Well, the need to be posting constantly, always writing blog posts. You need to have a website. And we're going to recommend you get a blog. A blog is a website. It just has a little bit more capability. But that gets people really worried that all of a sudden, I'm not a blogger. I don't want to be writing big articles. Well, no, blogs you have to have as a business. You have to have a place that you refer during the lead generation process, you refer people to, where you control it 100%. It is extraordinarily important. We're going to go over to it in terms of getting conversions, doing remarketing, addressing people's concerns. You need to have your own place that you control. So we're going to recommend a blog, but you don't have to be this huge content creator and posting on your Facebook accounts and everything. You can do it maybe once a day. People are saying, oh, I got to do it like 10 times a day. Absolutely not. None of the case studies we're going to go over here are overly intensive in creating content. But you want to be out in front of people. But wait till we show you how with your target marketing, How it's so much easier to create content. Oh my goodness. All right, huge amounts of time you don't have. Well, here's the biggest thing. When you automate lead flow of the perfect people for you and your business, you take that chunk of time that you used to dedicate to that, and now you've got free time that you used to spend in your business to allocate somewhere else. We actually had a woman who implemented this strategy, successful in her business, and took her kids out of school and started homeschooling her kids. So I'm talking about saving time in your business as you're getting more successful. Needing to piece it all together? Nope. You got the complete package here. What works and what doesn't. We've had thousands of people go before you to prove what does and what doesn't, and then getting that personal support and feedback, you don't have to worry about it. We have never not responded to somebody who sent us something to take a look at, somebody that had a question. It has never happened in the history of the university. Okay, I'm going to go over just a few stats on Facebook because I want to paint the real picture for why this is a marketing opportunity like you've never seen before. Look at this, 1.8 billion monthly active users, 1.2 billion daily active users, 1 billion mobile daily active users. And mobile is going to be where a vast majority of people are going to see your message. 72% of US adult internet users are on Facebook. So when we start talking about target marketing, we're going to talk about how it's not limiting, it's absolutely liberating. That's the name of an article that I actually have up on the site. And when we get into the first case study, I'm going to show you how the audience that she created for her target market, Mary Van Dorn, who we had the quote at the very beginning, she is a diabetic diva. She is a diabetic woman. She goes after and targets other diabetic women. And her audience is over 400,000 strong, and she has ways that she can actually expand beyond that. Now look at this. Messenger has over 1 billion users. Facebook now has over 8 billion daily video views. We talk about images and video and the role in the marketing. Facebook advertising grew by 50% in the last year because it works. People get such a good return on it. There are over 4 million active Facebook advertisers. 1 million are small to medium-sized businesses. 79% of Facebook's ad revenue comes from mobile ads. 92% of social marketers use Facebook advertising. 75% of brands promote their Facebook posts. This is a marketing platform for your business that you can work from home and reach out and recreate your warm market. So Facebook ads, they work. You're on this webinar, you're proof of it. I show you our own numbers. I'm going to show you the case studies here, and you're going to check that box at the end. Yep, this all makes intuitive sense. So just wait to see the examples that are coming up. 78% of respondents say that companies' social media posts impact their purchases. Facebook is the social network most likely to influence purchase decisions. Facebook is not only the biggest, but the best at allowing you to reach out to targeted new leads for just a few dollars a day for the comfort of your own home. So next up are some incredible case studies and the simple steps to making sure that you're taking advantage of one of the biggest marketing and remarketing opportunities. I think that's the second time that I've talked about remarketing. And all that means, think about it this way. Email is remarketing. If you get somebody's email address in the lead generation process, you could send them out additional messages. You can remarket to them. There are ways you can create custom audiences on Facebook and remarket out to people that are engaging on your Facebook page, watching your videos, going to your website, a ton of opportunity that we want you to be able to take advantage of in the university. Okay, let's get into what Mary did here. So here's Mary's stats. She did over 4,000 in sales in under 14 days and repeats it month in and month out. Starting budget, $140. The way she puts it into perspective, she said, that's about what one product or bundle package costs at the low end for what she sells from her company. And she didn't start out with $140 and commit that. She spent $10 a day and saw how it went at the beginning, right? So you're not going to keep spending money if it's not working. She gets $4 in return for every $1 spent. In fact, that's an average for the case studies, the successes coming out of the university. These people, for every dollar they put in, they're getting $4 back. And she drives over 550 people on average into a free Facebook group around her target market niche. And it costs about 10 cents a lead. So she targets other diabetic women, like I said. Mary, she said, so do you think those are good results? I said, yeah, for sure. Anytime you can get $1 for four and make $4, spend one to make four, that's great. I said, do you know by chance, on average, your cost per lead for this free Facebook group? She said, usually there's about 550 in the group, and I spend $55 on the ad, so about 10 cents a lead. And these are the perfect people. These are all other women who are diabetic. And here's what happens. I'm going to talk more about this too, but I get so excited. I get ahead of myself here a little bit. But you're talking then to people who are just like you, who look at you and say, you get it. You understand my life. There's a built-in relationship there to start. Now, here's an example of the last 2 months at her campaign. Objective post engagements on Facebook. There's different kinds of ad formats. We go through all of that. Status, this is active. This is last month. It's not. Results, 976 more post engagements, more reach, a lower cost, and she'd only spent at this point $45 of the $55. So this is huge. She said, I honestly can't even keep up with all these people. It's insane. I mean, I'm doing it. It's just crazy, right? My like page has exploded. I hit over 2,000 likes yesterday. Now, here's kind of her overall perspective. There's something magical about finding your niche of people, your ideal customer or challenger. And we'll explain later what she calls a challenge. There's people that actually pay, they buy product to be a part of another online group that she creates. I now have over 1,700 Facebook friends. Not sure how many I had before I started PSMU, and she's talking about likes on her page. And my niche-specific groups, but maybe half that. I have never had more engagement on my Facebook posts. Why? Because all of my new friends get it. If I'm feeling it, they're feeling it, or felt it, or relate to it. It's a beautiful feeling to really connect to people instead of feeling like you're shoving something down their throats. This is life-changing. Forget about, well, not completely the business. This is about finding your purpose. Keep trusting the process. Once you figure out who your people are, everything changes. So once she picked a target market niche of other diabetic women, and she came into the university, she'll talk about it. She was not targeting other diabetic women. I'm going to wait till we have a slide that she talks about that. But here she is. I am Sugar Mama Strong, a confident, beautiful, extraordinary woman who approaches her diabetes with determination and perseverance. A girl who knows her worth and knows she's worth the fight. Now look at that. That is so riveting. Why? Because she understands the emotional triggers of her target market niche. She actually put that out. It became so popular. That's this mantra of her mission statement, that she created t-shirts and hoodies and started selling them. So remember, the best part of all of this now is the target market, my brand, the Facebook ad plan. I don't worry about getting leads every month. That just happens consistently. Now I spend time working with the people who are interested in what I do. She said, thank you. Without the university, this wouldn't have ever happened. Crazy where it's all going. Now I'm going to go to another network marketer, Linda. She reaches out to, she's a daycare provider, and she reaches out, her target market niche is other daycare providers. Listen to this. Think about emotional triggers, okay? Here's to you, daycare providers, to you who kisses boo-boos and wipes tears, who clean butts with flair and catches puke with class, who gives comfort to scared little hearts and drinks pretend tea when it's given to you, who wipes noses 1,000,000 times in one day and reads the same story over and over again, who takes criticism but keeps smiling even though you are hurt, and works long hours even though you are tired. Here's to you, daycare providers, who give of yourselves every day and understands you are here to love, provide, and protect. Now, this was just a post on her Facebook page. She didn't do anything to advertise it. Look at that. 780 likes, 96 comments, 232 shares. Do you think she hit an emotional chord there? Absolutely. She had just a few daycare providers that were already on her page, and they started sharing this, and look what happened. Now, here's another post. Has your daycare ever felt like a war zone? Mine has. This is daycare. Look at little kid who's like wore outfit, sword and everything. Like as parents, we want to think daycares are these wonderful, wonderful, beautiful, happy places, safe and secure. As a daycare operator, you know, you get tons of kids in here that are crying, they're cranky, they have fits, you know, they're not feeling well. It can actually feel like a war zone. Now look again. And this was super successful, and I told her, hey, that's a great post. Why don't you just put a little bit of money and boost it? So she spent $7 on it. But look at that, 787 likes, 127 comments, 205 shares. Now, what happened to her business? Well, in the last 75 days, Linda has over 26,000 new fans, new likes on her page from her target market niche. There we are, daycare providers, unlimited, down at the bottom. You see 26,857. Let me blow that up. There it is, 26,857 people like this. Just tremendous. Here's another network marketer, Nicole. Now, her target market is teachers. And she reached out to other teachers who know, like she knows that teachers, and I didn't know this before talking to her, that they don't even have time to use the restroom during the day. In the class, they can't leave to have a lunch break. They're in charge of all their students. In between class or at lunch, they're helping out other kids. They're writing parents. They're doing all kinds of things that don't allow them even the time to use the restroom or eat properly. She spent a $150 budget and had 5,000 in sales. Now, Diane, she said, she's a member of the university network marketer. When I utilize all the tools available in PSMU, my business is always where I want and need it to be. When I do not utilize the tools, my business always suffers. So join, implement, utilize, and you will see your business do amazing things for you. I have been a member since PSMU first started years ago, and I will always be a member. Now, here's Mark. He's the police officer, works as a full-time police officer, and does the business on the side. And what he said here, this is a post on, he reaches out to other first-time responders. And he said, look, I spend about 12 to 15 hours a week, a couple hours a day, and limited human interaction. Because he's set up his lead generation from his Facebook ads to his blog to landing pages, and he has them fill out forms and watch videos and then get back to him. And by the time people go through this process, he closes 90% of them with just a few emails back and forth. So he has created a business that he can run on the side while he's working full time and a dad, right? Look at this. The side business has paid me half of what my full-time job is. And he's working his way up to replace his full-time salary. And he's going to do that. And he's moved up his retirement plans by 10 years. So tremendous things. This is marketing automation, right? Where you're not worried about lead generation. You're not worried about the kind of leads that you're getting. You're not worried about the kind of relationship that you can create with them. Tim said, worth every single penny. Invest in your business. You will not regret it. Christine said, yes, I agree. Well worth it. Steve is awesome and his knowledge is off the charts, and best ever is the customer service. Easily accessible. Courtney said, add me to the list of people who truly love the university. Is well worth the investment. I am not tech savvy and certainly not internet savvy, but Steve McDonald makes it pretty easy. Again, ditto to all of that. Kathy down at the bottom, I agree. The university is invaluable. So much helpful information all in one place with Steve McDonald as a mentor. So here is why all of this works. Who are these people and what do they have in common? Well, this is an example of your warm market, right? They're different ages. These are people you have a pre-established relationship with. They're different gender, different religious backgrounds, different ethnic backgrounds. They look completely different. But what they all have in common with you is they have a pre-established relationship. Now, what we're talking about doing is recreating a never-ending warm market. Take Mary as an example. She reaches out to other diabetic women. And when she puts out through just an ad and she talks about being a diabetic woman, all of a sudden she has instant credibility and trust because people look at her, and we're going to show you what she says in her ad, because what you say in the ad really helps establish that you're one of them, that you're an insider, right? But she reaches out to people she doesn't know, a cold market, and convinces them through a Facebook ad that she's one of them and she understands it, she gets it. Right? And she talks about the emotional triggers and all the things that people say, a breath of fresh air. Absolutely. So this is the new mindset that we want you to take on to get a new result. That mindset is, I want to reach out to a target market of people who are just like me because I will have a much greater chance of establishing a relationship and a rapport based on credibility and trust, and I can do it in huge numbers with low-cost Facebook ads. Pretty cool stuff, huh? So I applaud you. You're all here on this webinar because you want to learn. If you are through learning, you're through. Remember what Abraham Lincoln said? So absolutely, you are doing the right things to make a turning point in your business and getting the complete package. So stay tuned. I mentioned this earlier. We're going to go over those 5 ad game changers, right? Because we want to make sure that you're really successful in your Facebook ad campaign and talking about things that nobody else is talking about and how they apply directly to network marketing. Plus, every university membership comes with fast track steps. Remember, we're going to lay out the Facebook ads profitability lab, everything that you need to do, the whole roadmap, and then we're going to break it up into very small, easily accomplishable steps. That's the fast track steps, all right? And here's an example of fast track steps. If you went to the university, practicalsocialmedia.com, and just clicked on fast track in the main navigation, you'd see this. Selecting a target market niche, creating a unique brand, starting your blog. We just go through every single step. And when you click into any step, there is a short video that says, well, here's why you're doing this now. Here's why it's important. Here's how it fits into the overall marketing plan. And then here's resources for you to start with down below. And if you have any questions, you just send us a message, right? And we'll get back to you with a personal response. You get stuck on anything. But all of the resources, the steps, the training, again, it's very much you see on the screen what you're doing, what we're doing, what you have to do too. There is never anything technical involved. Okay, the case studies we've gone over, let's dive deep into Mary Van Doren's fast track, what she did to put all of this into place. So again, those are her stats, right? Just as a reminder. And here's the roadmap. Here's the big picture of what Mary did. And then there's individual steps in between. That's the fast track. But she established a target market. She created a brand that was something that her target market looked at and said, yeah, you're like us, you get it, and we love what you're doing for us. She created her own site. We're going to show you how she did that, did it all on her own, never done that before. She actually utilized a blog service that we have with the university. It makes it super easy just to get a blog up and ready and customize it and have no technical background or marketing background. What her offers were, there are specific offers that were great in the network marketing industry. Ad campaign, running the ads. She created her ad campaign, how you get it up and running, all the slew of choices of how you get it up and running, what ad types to select, and we have ad templates that she used. Call to actions, there's multiple call to actions that we're going to recommend for you. And then landing pages. That's just like you did for this webinar, right? You saw the ad, you clicked through, and you went to a page on our site, right? That's a landing page where you can convert for the offer. And then how you test this. Because I guarantee you it would be fantastic if you put this all together and right away it just started working beautifully. And that happens. But more than likely, there's going to be a few things that you got to know. And we're going to show you how you find out where you look to see what's working and what's not, so you can start to refine and make things work. Okay, so I want to say a little bit more because I don't want you to just take it from Steve or what the others in these case studies have done. I want to show you that target marketing is absolutely a fundamental marketing principle. Just a few slides here. Here's out of Inc. magazine. How to narrow your target market. Companies that try to be all things to all customers are sure to fail. Here's a business guide from Inc.com on how to focus on your target market. Why is it important to define a target market for your business? Well, this is the gentleman writing out of the article. One of the first things I always ask anyone starting a new business is, who or what is your perfect customer or client? If they can't answer that, I have them go figure it out before we go any further. Target who you are after, and you will know how to reach them easier and find that you won't have to invest so much into your marketing to get the results you want. You'll be more focused, more effective in your marketing strategies, and be able to get a greater return on your marketing investment in your time. That's what's important. If you go to Wikipedia, that's where I go online, type into Google Wikipedia target market, you're going to get this. A target market is a group of customers towards which a business has decided to aim its marketing efforts and ultimately its merchandise. A well-defined target market is the first element to a marketing strategy. It's why it's number one, the very first thing we have you do in the university. This is what you should have been doing in your business all along, right? Instead of trying to be everything to everybody. Did that not feel difficult? Did it not feel awkward trying to strike up conversations and relationships with people where you really don't have anything in common with them? It's hard. It's just a lot harder to do that. So we're going to actually show you in the university how you can validate your niche to make sure you can find it online, they're congregating online, you can target them with Facebook, and you can do it correctly. In fact, if you decide to become a part of the university today, you can do that, remember, for as little as $19.98. We're going to give you a free bonus. It's how to validate your target market niche. And after you validate that niche, you're going to send it to us. We're going to give you the feedback, go back and forth until we're both satisfied that niche is where it needs to be. Now, remember what Mary said? Target market niches, it makes it magical, right? Where they're getting it, they're feeling it, you're feeling it, right? Where you're discovering your purpose. Everybody in the industry wants to get in, and a part of the benefit of having a network marketing business is you can help people. This is the best way that you can do that. Now, look at this, because this target marketing and having people feel it, right? Look at this. This is a posting on some of her ads. I still feel like that. You are not alone. I hate it. I want it to go away. I pray for a cure. And I still ask, why me? I dread taking the shots and finger pricks. I just want to be normal. And Kari down at the bottom says, I feel like that every day. My family just doesn't understand. I bring paperwork home for my appointments and nobody wants to learn about it. She feels isolated within her own family, being a diabetic. Now, Mary has created a community of others that they can join. Right then and there, her brand is promising something incredibly valuable. Now, a niche is where you are seen as an expert, an insider. Remember, we are recommending that you pick a target market niche that you are square in the middle of. And through the history of the university, we have yet to be able to help somebody find a target market niche that's perfect for their business. You're somebody who gets it and thus has instant credibility and trust from the very first Facebook ad that goes out in front of people you've never met before, a cold market. So niches are huge online. Remember I said Mary has like hundreds and hundreds, like 400,000 plus people in her niche. Now branding, this is another place. Remember that slide that said a new mindset for a new result? Well, when you think about a brand, a lot of you are thinking, oh, I've got a brand, the big corporate brand, they spend hundreds of millions of dollars, I'm lucky to have a business that can take on and utilize the assets of this big, huge brand. That's my brand, right? Well, that's an asset in your business. Let me explain. Every time you're talking to somebody new, it's you that's doing the talking, not the corporation. It's you that is doing the recommendations of what they need to do to be a part of what you're doing in the business. And they're looking back at you and they're saying, well, what's in it for me, right? And hopefully you're talking to them in a way like Mary does, and I'll show you in a few seconds her ad, where you're establishing that rapport, you're proving that you're an insider, and you're proving that you're going to help them solve the unmet emotional needs that are particular to their specific niche. So that's the answer, because we're driven by emotions, right? That's the answer to the what's in it for me. You reach out like that at the very beginning. It's you doing that. Corporate can't take their resources and say, I'm going to do target marketing for every single individual person that's a part of this organization. They just can't do that. You can do that, right? It's you making those recommendations. It's you that they will have to build trust and credibility in to follow your lead. So you are the gatekeeper. You are the most important brand in your business. Now, remember about Mark, right? He talks to other police officers, right? First-time responders. And he talks so much, he ends what he says with, be safe out there, right? Because he knows an unmet emotional need of a police officer. Look at this. You've come to the right place. Being a police officer myself, I understand the struggles of our career. Our lives depend on our physical fitness level. He understands to return home each day safely to your family, you've got to be in the best shape. So he talks to his niche about that. That's an emotional trigger. So you are the brand. Corporate is an amazing resource. What all these case studies do, they take the products, the services of corporate, and then they weave it together within a solution for their particular target market niche. When we talk about challengers with Mary Van Dorn, those are people that bought a product package, were a part of an online Facebook group where they went through using that package, that product together. And Mary tailored it for her diabetic audience. That's brilliant, right? So we start out as the first webinar in the university is branding equals your social media success, because it's all about target marketing and creating your brand, since you are the brand specifically for your target market niche. And inside that webinar, we have a template to fill out. And it's going to make you think about your niche and your brand at levels I guarantee you have never required of yourself before. And then you're going to send that to us, and we're going to give you personal feedback on it. Now, we review all the brands and niches and give you personal feedback until you're satisfied. And then we go on beyond that, right? Including your Facebook ad audience, your ads, every important aspect of what you're doing, you're going to be able to send to us. Now, Mary, we worked back and forth on who her target market niche was at the beginning. I thought I had my niche market down coming into the university, but after talking it through, I realized how far off I was. Everything from that point forward now fits together so well. And every time I have a question, it gets answered. Steve and the team at PSMU are a constant source of great feedback and ideas on my business. I never could have done this without them. So let's get right into Mary's ad campaign and the direct influence of her diabetes women niche and brand on what she's doing. So here's her ad. See the image there? That's her. She's the brand. Be Sugar Mama Strong. Now at the very top, her ad is Mary Van Dorn, a diabetic diva. So this personalizes it, but then it also says to your target market niche, oh, this is an ad for me. And then she starts it out and says, all right, Sugar Mamas, let's talk. The reality of diabetes is, and then she goes through the reality of what it's like living with diabetes. Mary followed our ad template that we recommend in the university. Do you see how, from a Facebook ad with people that she's never met before, she's establishing trust and credibility? Now, Mary offers nutrition, fitness, meal replacement plans, all of that for her niche. You don't read any of that at the beginning, right? At the beginning, it's about establishing that connection, reinventing the warm market, all from a Facebook ad. The ad initiates the relationship from a cold market, and Mary uses both this ad template with both free and paid offers. Now look at this. This is at the bottom of her ads. What an opportunity. How much is this? I need it bad. April at the top here says, I'm currently 26 weeks pregnant. Do I need to wait? I'm also interested. I'm interested, but need to know the cost. Price, please. I'm interested. How much? Price. I would like some of the info, please. Info, please. I want to be Sugar Mama Strong. Yeah, I would love to, but I need the cost. Same here. I'm very interested. It goes on, right? This is all from 1 month's ad, the comments. I'm with the others. I want more information and price, please. Interested. More information, please. I'd like more information, please. Oh, such huge interest, right? And people only ask about price if they are vested in what you are offering. And how do you overcome price objections? Well, you establish trust and credibility up front. You accomplish something. You help them solve an unmet emotional need that they don't have in their own lives. Like a part of that is just being a part of that community. Remember that woman who was like, my own family doesn't even get it, right? So this is absolutely huge. All from one ad from people Mary never knew before. So here's another bonus. If you sign up with the university, we're going to give you the Facebook ad template. The full ad template that you can use, $250 value. Because what you say in your ad is hugely important. And we have proven this ad template time and time again in the university. Now let's take a look at her call to action at the end of this. Go to her blog, maryvandorn.com/Diva Challenge. Every call to action should lead to a page on your site or your blog. This is extremely important. Part of the whole conversion process, right? Because you need to send them to a page where what? You're going to give them an opportunity to learn more about the opportunity, the offer that you're making, but have them fill out a form and give you the contact information. Now they're a real legitimate lead. So we have lead capture steps, right? Create your irresistible offer. There are offers that make better sense in the network marketing industry. And we go over that, creating a landing and thank you page, how to create that submission form. People fill out that form on that page. It's easy stuff. And we actually have a tool on here, professional tool for doing things like creating landing pages and creating those submission forms. You would have had to buy that same tool for $90, and we offer it to you for free. Here is Mary's landing page. So pretend you saw her ad, you click through, and I'm just going to scroll down. Take the Diva Challenge. Now here is a video of Mary, so you get a bit of a personal interaction. You get to hear Mary and what she does. And then the reality is, can you relate? What's in it for me? This group fills up. And then there's the form. Over here is scrolling testimonials and a submit button at the bottom of the page. Mary put that all together herself. She used the blog on our service. She used the landing page tool. She used the form submission tool. She laid it all out. She didn't have any idea how to do it at the beginning, has no technical background. We make it easy for you to do. This landing page lives in your blog and is super important for anyone who needs more info and part of the remarketing opportunity. Remember how we said that you can remarket, you can create custom audiences that you can do low-cost Facebook ads to people that engage on your page, people that watch the videos on Facebook, people that visit your website. So people that are visiting this landing page, as soon as they hit that submit form, they're going to go to a thank you page. And you could target people that literally went to the landing page and exclude people that went to the thank you page. Now what's left over? Well, the people that you targeted, you created a Facebook ad audience, you put an ad campaign out to them, you got into their news feeds, they saw your ad, they read, they stopped, they watched, they clicked, and they came to the landing page. That is the most qualified lead you will have ever had. We're going to go into remarketing a little bit later and show you a few more details of what I'm talking about. Now, here's your site, right? Your site, we're recommending a blog because it's a website. That's all it is. It has a little bit more capability to it. So let's look at Mary's site here. And if you go to the top of the homepage, and I'm just going to scroll down some screenshots on her homepage. Look at this. Now, Mary did this all. She did it in one evening. She customized it. And all it is uploading pictures. She used some of the pictures that we actually had. That's a picture that we actually had. She typed into a field. She clicked in and wrote where it says, be a diabetic diva. There was a placeholder line there. And then she can create buttons, what they say, what color they are, where they link off to landing pages to take advantage of that offer. All it's just easy click, type, upload picture. And then you scroll down, the must-dos of a diabetic diva. And then we're in this together. This is kind of like an about section right on her homepage. And then healthy and simple recipes, testimonials. Here's her latest blog post. Maybe she writes a blog post every other week now, right? But she has enough initial content that she got up there that she literally had that credibility. When somebody came to the site, she looked the part of a diabetic diva. And down at the bottom, a big way to get started today and contact her. So this is all what she used when she signed up for the blogging service. And when you're a member of the university, you can add the blogging service. You can try it out. It's 50% off the first month as well today, because you're on this webinar, for an extra $9.99. So in total, you can do the whole university, the Facebook Ads Profitability Lab, and get your blog up and running along with it for $29.99. And then if you decide it was valuable enough, it just is $59.99 a month thereafter. To have somebody who is training you in your court, answering all of your questions, hosting your website, and the site comes with a whole site of its own to show very quick and easy training. Click here, do this, and we'll answer any question that you have on your blog. Whether it's, how do I change the header, move that over in the main navigation, take that away, and anything about how this plays into the overall role and mix in your marketing campaign. You're never left alone. So you'll do landing pages, and we have best practices to show you how to do that, thank you pages, remarketing through the site. Objections. Since you're target marketing, you're going to have just a handful of objections, roadblocks that your leads put up in front of you. Answer them really well once on your blog and refer people over there. They will not only get a much better quality response, but you'll save huge amounts of time. So your content, your credibility is up there. There's a password protected area for your team. The amount of conversions, total control you'll have is 100% in your power. You will not be reliant on anybody else to make a change, whether it's a typo, put up a new landing page, do whatever you want to do. Now, you can customize it, and we have all kinds of tools. We talked about the form tool. That also sends automatic email notifications to you every time a new lead signs up. We have over 200 plus what are called plugins. But it's a little software that plugs in that allows you to do something like put a form onto a page. Maybe put your Facebook page activity feed in the sidebar of your blog. And to get the security in the hosting package that we have to protect you from spammers and hackers, you'd have to spend $30 with another company, because you put the site up on our blogging service and we host it for you. You just sign up for the domain at somewhere like GoDaddy, the one little step to point it over to us and our servers, fill out a form, and poof, your blog comes online. And then again, like I said, we support you with every question you have. Okay, I promised earlier the top 5 Facebook ad game changers. So let me run through these, because I'm going to dive in. The first one is those emotional triggers. Remember I told you I'm going to show you, I'm going to prove to you how important this is to your business? Well, here's from Harvard Business Review, the new science of customer emotions. Why emotional connections matter? Well, although brands may be liked or trusted, most fail to align themselves with the emotions that drive their customers' most profitable behaviors. Why do you think we call this Facebook Ads Profitability Lab? Some brands, by nature, have an easier time making such connections, but a company doesn't have to be born with emotional DNA of Disney or Apple to succeed. Even a cleaning product or a canned food can forge powerful connections. Why isn't anybody else in the industry talking about this stuff? Our research across hundreds of brands and dozens of categories shows that it's possible to rigorously measure and strategically target the feelings that drive customers' behavior. We call them emotional motivators. I'm calling them triggers. They provide a better gauge of customers' future value to a firm than any other metric, including brand awareness, customer satisfaction, and an important new source of growth and profitability. Now look at this. Nielsen, you know them as the TV ratings people. They are a worldwide research company. And they said, we're ruled by our emotions, and so are the ads we watch. It's no secret that emotions are central to advertising. They're at the heart of the relationship we have with brands. They drive our non-conscious decisions and play a major role in our conscious decisions too. We make decisions based on emotion. Now, you've run across this before. This is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. All 7 basic human needs are here. Every single one except for the one on the bottom, physiological needs, which is food, shelter, water, is all emotionally based. Safety and security, love and belonging, self-esteem, self-actualization. Your brand is on those upper levels. And if you don't understand where it is, we'll help you. And you'll just be playing with one hand tied behind your back, like I said before. So would Mary have been able to create a campaign like this that had this kind of results without understanding her emotional triggers for her own niche? Absolutely not. Number 2, audience clusters. You can do everything right, and if you put your Facebook ad audience together wrong, guess what happens? Right. You are going to fail. So here's the number 1 mistake that we see other network marketers like you make day in and day out. It's about audience clusters. So here's an example. If you've never been inside of Facebook and created an ad audience, you have to have a Facebook page in order to create an ad on Facebook. Facebook has personal profiles for personal stuff. If you're going to do business on Facebook, it's going to be through your Facebook page. And that's the way that you want it. So you go in from your Facebook page into your ad manager and create an ad. No big deal. They have detailed targeting. They have tons. They are the best way to pinpoint your exact target market online than anywhere else, and the lowest cost way to reach them. So here's an example of a target market niche of Christian homeschool moms. So you'll see here, Christian Coalition, Focus on the Family out of Colorado Springs, big Christian organization, Proverbs 31 Ministries, yep, and then Homeschool Mom Homeschooling. Hey, Christian homeschool moms, right? Look over here, the audience details. And it says people who match all those interests, and before you get to the end, it says or. So here's what can happen. Facebook has the ability, the way you set this up, to show it to this audience, or maybe that one. So at some point, your ad might be only shown to homeschooling people, or it might be shown just to Christian people, right? But you want it to shown to Christian people and Christian people who are also homeschool moms. So there's a way that you just narrow the audience, click on that, and another section, not called this, it says, and must also match. So I would move like the homeschooling down into that section, and then your audience will be Christian and homeschool. You make sure. So you're not worried about the or and just being shown to one or the other. Because if your whole target niche and your strategy, your emotional triggers are for Christian homeschool moms, then you don't want to reach just Christians. Make sense? Okay. All right, here's the next game changer, free offers. You've got to have a low risk way for people to get involved with you, right? It's fundamental. Mary did a free Facebook groups. You can put together a video or a short series of video, maybe a training video that's particular to your target market niche, an e-publication, an ebook, something that gets them giving you in exchange their contact information, a way for you to connect with them by the free offer. So Mary has both free and paid offers. The gentleman that spends 2 hours a day, replaced half of his salary, the police officer, free and paid offers. So if you're not thinking about, now, how do you make a free offer when you're targeting and trying to be everything to everybody? You can't make an offer that's compelling unless you make it to specifically hit the mark for your target market niche. This becomes much easier to do. Now, number 4 is remarketing. Remember I talked to you about that? Where you can remarket to audiences on your website, your blog, right? Like the ones that went to your landing page and exclude the ones that went to the thank you page. Those are the best prospects ever. That's a custom audience. Now you can create all kinds of custom audiences. That's out of website traffic. You can also do out of engagement on what you're doing on your Facebook page. So create a list of people who have interacted with your page on Facebook, have commented, have liked, have shared, right? The basic comments or interactions, the engagements that happen all the time on your page. So look at this at the top of your video. Create a list of people who have spent time watching your videos off your Facebook page that you put up on your post, you put into your ads. Here it is. Here's audiences. Here's from all of the recent videos that I put together. Recent video, look at that, 80,000 people, and this is one of the best performing audiences that I have. I'm remarketing to people that have stopped and watched all or some of my videos. I've caught their attention, they've started to watch. So that's huge, that's remarketing. It's a game changer. There's so many ways that you can remarket in your business. And number 5, testing. So in your ad manager, there's a place where you can break down all the data, the information that's happening, it's being collected by Facebook when you run ads. Now, that can be really overwhelming, right? But there are a few things that you can look at to know where something is working and where it stopped. Where was the point that it broke down, right? Now, knowledge is not power unless you act on it. So you've got all this knowledge, this information that's available to you, and we show you what to use. Now, here's the thing that I love about this. Here's the analogy. This is a Major League Baseball game. And the best players in Major League Baseball, they have a batting average of the upper 300s, which means more than 6 times out of 10, when they take a step onto the plate, guess what? They strike out. So I'd love to have your expectation be that you're going to hit a home run right away. But there's going to be some testing and refinement, and you're going to have us. You're going to send stuff to us, and you're going to say, I don't know why this didn't work, and I'm going to say, here's what we need to look at, here's what we need to do. Testing is a part of a game changer strategy with Facebook ads. Now remember that roadmap? We went over it kind of in broad details. We showed you a bunch of examples. Here it is. We're going to help you find advanced target marketing for your business and how to apply it. Creating a brand with emotional triggers so that people take your lead when you say, here's how I'd like you to be involved in our business. Easy website setup and action plan, creating irresistible offers, all of this specific to the network marketing industry. Facebook ad game plan. How do you go about, right from the very beginning when you're creating your campaign, the audiences, and then when you run, and how do you optimize your campaign on Facebook? What are the ad types? There's all kinds of different ad types that you can select. And what template? We recommend a template. Do I use images? Do I use videos, right? I'm saying all of this because it can be overwhelming unless you have somebody say, well, here's how for network marketers based on case studies and success examples. Here's what you need to do. Now, making the most of call to actions, there are multiple call to actions that we're going to recommend that you use in your low-cost Facebook ad campaign in order to get the easiest leads, people raising their hand and saying, hey, I want to be a part of that, and the most number of ways that you can follow up. And then landing page best practices, that whole testing plan. And then as a bonus, we're going to go through remarketing and how you set it up and how you use it. Pretty cool stuff, huh? Now, remember, this third time I've shown this. If you're through learning, you're through. You've just learned a ton. Did you go back? Did everything that you heard there, did it just make intuitive sense? Do you feel like, okay, I see the whole complete picture of what I need to do? Well, for today only, we want to make sure that you have all the opportunity and really great offers to get involved in the university and the Facebook Ads Profitability Lab. Just go to practicalsocialmedia.com/FB for Facebook. Starting today, 50% off. If you get involved today only, 50% off the first month of the university. And by the way, the university contains more than the Profitability Lab. It has a whole area on prospecting. Don't you think that prospecting would be a lot easier if you weren't going after absolutely everybody, but you had a very specific target market niche that you were right in the middle of, right? That would look at you and say, oh, you get it, you get my life. Wouldn't that be much easier to prospect? Now, you could also add a blog, and that's our combo pack. You can add that for $9.99 today, so your first month is just $29.99. And then you decide these prices. If you wanted to go forward with the combo pack, month 2 and beyond, it would be $59.99. A very, very small investment for an entire training program designed just for network marketers with all the personal support and help. Now, there are a bunch of bonuses, but right before we get into that, so I've been kind of talking about them throughout the webinar, there's a lifetime membership option. A one-time payment of $399. And then you got full university access to everything we've been talking about here forever. Lifetime personal support on everything you're doing around your campaign. Access into all future boot camps. We have boot camps that happen once a year, and we have 5 of them. That's $1,000 value. You get access into them this year, next. We have boot camps. They're the Facebook Never Ending Leads boot camp, the Lead Generation boot camp, Prospecting boot camp, Content and Conversion boot camp, Social Media Secrets boot camp. You get all of those forever for free. Now, we talked about these bonuses, right? That personal support and feedback. You don't find it in any other program, even costing $1,500, $2,000. Why? Because normally you'd have to purchase a consulting package. But we've worked it out so that you know exactly what you need to be creating. You have things that you're going to be doing, filling out templates, putting together the ads. You're going to be putting together audiences. You're going to be validating them, and you're going to be sharing all that with us. And we're going to be giving you personal support at every step of the way. And doing it, like with Mary, we went back and forth, I said, 8 different times before she arrived at the target market niche of diabetic women. And now it's been life-changing for her. Now there's a how to validate your target market niche, $300. The Facebook ad template, so you know exactly what to say, how to fill it out, $250 value. That's where you get $1,550 in bonuses if you act today, and the 50% off. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some questions and answers. But I hope that what we've shown you here is incredibly exciting and a totally new mindset, but a new result that we want to help you have in your business. All right, let me jump over. All kinds of questions have been coming in. I'm going to try to get through a ton of these. If for some reason we don't get to your specific question, please just send a question in to us. You can go to practicalsocialmedia.com, click on contact in the main navigation, and you'll send a message right directly into us, and we'll get right back to you. Let me look through the list here. Do you have to have run Facebook ads before? No, absolutely not. I mean, there is a couple of requirements, though. You have to have a Facebook page in order to run a Facebook ad. If you only have a personal profile and you've never created a Facebook page, that's going to be a part of the process because you can't run an ad from a personal profile. Facebook has said personal profiles are there for non-business related matters. All business things are handled by a business page on Facebook. So all of the interaction, the outreach that's going to happen through all these ads and getting into your target market niche's news feeds is going to happen from your Facebook page. And we'll show you how to put that together. It's not a big deal to do. And then once you have that page, then we break down the whole process of how you put together an ad. What do you select? What, where do you place it? How long do you run it for? What kind of a type? All of those questions that you have, we're going to make recommendations on that in the university. So there's going to be no overwhelm. You don't have to worry. I haven't ever done Facebook ads before. Every single case study that you saw here today, guess what? They had never run a Facebook ad before. So this is something that you can do. You don't have to have any prior experience running Facebook ads before. So a good question though. Here's another one. I've never had a blog or anything like it before. Is that okay? Absolutely. You've never had a website? Most people have not before. And people that have actually have had really bad experiences where they paid thousands of dollars to somebody to put together a website, and then they were beholden on getting a hold of that developer to make any kind of change whatsoever. And there are a ton of sites now that or companies that make it very easy to get a site up. Here's the thing though, you don't have to worry about it because we provide all the tools on the site that you need to do everything you saw here tonight. We answer every single question about your blog, whether you just want to make a change in the header, you want to change a button color, to how you use it in the Facebook ads and the whole marketing campaign. So we're a company that not only provides a super simple way for you to get a website up, just you fill out a form and poof, it's online, and then to customize it, but we have training online on how to use it, but we'll also answer all of those questions for you. So if you have any kind of anxiety around, geez, I got to put up a blog, a website for my business, please don't. It's something you can get up and running very easily, and we'll be there with you every step of the way. All right, let's move on to another one. Can you explain the pricing again? Absolutely. So what's on the screen here, the university only without the blog is $19.99 for the first month. That's 50% off. So it goes to $39.99 thereafter. If you want to add the blog, because you don't have that set up yet, you want to add the blog to your university training, that's 50% off the first month. You can buy the combo pack, which then makes the university and the blog $29.99, and every month thereafter it's $59.99. Now we talked also about the lifetime pricing. For just under $400, you can have all the training in the university, all the personal support, 5 boot camps that happen every single year. You can take all 5. We're constantly updating these, right? You have a never-ending access to all of our training, all of our personal support. Now the lifetime doesn't come with the blog service by itself, but you can add a combination, a combo pack lifetime plus blog too. You'll see it at practicalsocialmedia.com/FB for Facebook. So hopefully that helped out. Okay, here's another one. How do we get the bonuses? Oh, okay, so we talked about all these bonuses. They're woven into the training steps. So when you first get started, you're gonna just click on Fast Track in the main navigation at practicalsocialmedia.com. You're gonna have signed up, and you're going to be able to log in, which allows you then to unlock all of the training. You just click from the main navigation, Fast Track, step number 1, and you are off and running. The bonuses are woven into the Fast Track steps. And the Fast Track, remember, is just broken out into smaller chunks, more easily to understand and accomplish chunks of the whole Facebook ad roadmap. Okay, so very easy. We'll also give you, there'll be an email that comes out when you sign up that has a link to find the bonuses, and they're all going to be right there, so you can know you can access them all on that page as well. So easy to get a hold of the bonuses. Good question. Can you go after more than one niche? Ooh, I love this question. right? Because there are those of you that are online right now that are saying, well, geez, I can see multiple different ways that I can go with this. Wow, double, triple the opportunity. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rein you back in a little bit. And I'm going to say, you can ultimately, but only start out with one target market niche. Prove that you can put this together, execute this with one niche. Why? If you go to another niche, then that's a whole nother separate marketing campaign. It's a whole nother blog. It's a whole nother effort, because you can't talk to one niche, right? You might say, oh, you know what? I'm a Christian mom that suffers from anxiety and depression. Well, I'm also a teacher. Okay, well, how you talk to teachers and how you talk to somebody who's suffering from, anxiety and depression is very, very different. So you wouldn't have the same Facebook page. The content wouldn't be the same. You'd look kind of, scattered. If all of a sudden you were seeing teacher content and depression, anxiety related content all woven together, you would confuse, it would ruin your campaign. So you double the amount of effort to go after two niches. Prove you can do this for the niche you're most passionate about, the niche that you could go on and you can talk about that niche and what's happening, that you naturally could just talk for hours about it, right? We have a whole selection process of how you think through your niche in the university. But really good question on, can I go after more than one niche at once? And no, you don't want to do that. Okay, how did Mary get the $4,000 in sales? Oh, okay. Well, so she had her two different campaigns. She had a free Facebook group, and she did ads to that group, got on average 550 people into that group every single month. And then she also had what she called her challenge group, where she gave a diva challenge, right, to take advantage of some of her fitness products and to go through those products together as a group. You had to buy product to get into that group. So she did ads for the free group and the paid challenge group, two different sets of ads at different times of the month. And then she also, within the free group, she would talk about the upcoming challenge group. So she would get people from the free group coming in, and she did advertising directly to a cold market and got people to sign up. That was, I want the price, I want the price, I want the price. That was her ad to a cold market, people she didn't know, directly to come and take part of that group and have to buy product to get in there. And then she sold enough product on a monthly basis to get $4,000 in product sales. Absolutely phenomenal. Okay, if I sign up today, what's the first thing that I should do? So just a little bit ago, I talked about you would sign up, and through the sign up process, you're going to get a login to the university. You'd log into the university and just click fast track at the very top. And we have you start off right with that webinar on branding equals your social media success. And inside there's a template, and you're going to think about your target market niche, your brand, those emotional triggers, right? What your promise is to your target market niche. We have a template for you to fill out that makes you think through every important aspect that you're going to need to create a really successful campaign. And then send that to us, and we'll give you our personal feedback on what you've created. So that's how you're going to start out. Hopefully that makes really good sense and exciting, because that's the core of what you're going to be doing, is figuring out your target market and your brand. It's exciting stuff. Okay. How long does it take to do your first ad? So really super good question here. We have literally had members of the university that had successful ads up and running within a week. Everyone that you see and you saw in our case studies, they all did that within their first month. Now, some people immediately know what their target market niche is. Some other people, it might take you just a little bit of time and thinking, and we can even start out with just a list of things that are about you and help you in developing that target market. But it really just depends on how long it takes you to figure out who your niche is, and then how much time you have to dedicate to doing the fast track training. But just know that all those case studies happen within the first month. and they all are working the business part-time. So if you have, and it's a do-it-yourself program, and you can access us for support at any time. So you can do it as fast as you want, or take it at your own pace. It's all up to you. Hopefully that answers your questions there about how long does it take. I don't think I have a niche. I'm just a mom. Okay. If I had a dollar for every time I heard this question, and this level of insecurity, I said it early in the webinar, we have yet to find a member of the university that's come in, a network marketer, that we couldn't find a target market niche. So there are all kinds of moms. Remember I said Christian homeschool moms, moms that suffer from anxiety and depression, moms of kids that have autism. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. Working moms, that have X number of things. New moms that are breastfeeding. I mean, you are not a cookie cutter. Because you're a mom does not mean that there's nothing special about you. So I guarantee you, working together will help you find your niche. So, but another really, really great question. I'm going to take one more. We've gone on a bit after the end of the webinar here. We're never going to make it through all the questions. But if you could, remember, you can send in a question through the university site at practicalsocialmedia.com. Just go click on contact in the main navigation up there, and you can send us your question directly. So here's the last one. How do we get the personal support? Really easy. You just hit that contact link. And in the fast track steps, we're going to tell you what to do. And like that, in the very first step, there's that template you fill out and you send it to us, right? If you're trying to figure out and validate your niche, we tell you how to copy and paste from the inside of the Facebook ads, and we are creating your audience, and send it to us, right? And then we will get back and one-on-one, we will give you direct feedback on what you're doing, what we think you could improve, and then we'll go back and forth until that step is done and you're satisfied. We've gone back and forth, oh my gosh, 8 or 9 different emails with Mary Van Dorn before we arrived on a Diabetic Diva. And it was in that discussion that we had that she actually talked about. She had a list of things, and that she was diabetic was kind of just one thing on a list of a number of things in paragraphs that she sent to me. I was like, oh, you're diabetic, and boom, light bulbs went off. So how do you get the personal support? You just send it in to us. And it could be a template, it could be an ad audience, it could be just a question, So we are always 100% there. You will never, in 99.9% of the time, you get an answer within 24 hours. So if it goes beyond 24 hours, it was Christmas Day or something like that, right? So, you can get personal support, quick answers on absolutely anything that you're doing that you've just got a question on. So, guys, we've gone on actually another 15 minutes after the end of the webinar. Please, if you got questions, send it in to us. We're so glad that you were online with us today. If there's anything that we can do to help improve your business, we would be proud to say that we were a part of that success. Hopefully you take advantage of everything that's available to you today with the bonuses, the 50% off today only, the bonuses today only, and we could start working with you literally today. All right, everyone, have a wonderful rest of your day, and we hope to see you in the university soon.